Hello friends, Amit is here. We already understand about what is the Hibernate basic concept, why Hibernate required, what is the difference between JDBC and Hibernate, and why it is a very famous among all the ORM like object relational mapping tool. What is a ORM? Like I will go with the slide and we will quickly refresh all the information that we will learn in previous video. So that Hibernate, it's started with EJB style entity bin, and after that the same team enhance it and simplify because EJB2 is a very complex, and this thing is there because of Hibernate. It's a very popular and it's among of the other like a top link, iBat, JDO. Hibernate is a most famous, and this thing is there where code duplication comes. That thing is deleted by Hibernate, and this is a JDBC Hibernate. So we cover all the thing, and here the basic concept about 4 object like a transaction, configuration, session factory. That is a core 4 object. Through that we will dealing with persistence operation and yeah, this code. So we all covered about all the basic part of the Hibernate. So we will quickly look about what the code before of that we learn. So here we already did that Hibernate core example, that is C Hibernate util, because we don't want code duplication, and this configuration object is a short-lived and single thread object, so we want to initialize only once when that class is loaded. Because of that only a static block be created here, and we are returning this object through the factory method. So we learned this thing the first video, and just we want to extend our functionality, means what we learned we just want to extend, and we try to understand what exactly difference and what exactly where we have to change that we can do the annotation operation like that. Through that the same program like Hibernate core we try to convert into the annotation. So here what we are going to do, we just try to create one customer object where name is something, email ID, phone number, and CT where the customer is staying. So this thing we want to store inside some table. So table related information we are keeping under the customer.hbm.xml. The name .hbm, HBM means Hibernate mapping XML. So all mapping related file here. Mapping means what is this is an object, and we going to store somewhere inside the table. So mapping between our object and table. So those information available under the .hbm.xml file. So what is .hbm.xml file here? That is a customer.hbm.xml file. So we want to store some like a student or employee information or various information. Then we have to create like the same type of name, like a customer.hbm.xml is there. We have to create a student.hbm.xml is there. We can give the name anything, it will work, .xml anything, but naming that suggested by Oracle or suggested by Hibernate, it must be .hbm.xml. That through that we can easily understand this is a mapping file. This is this file where customer table information is available. So what we are doing here, we are start with Hibernate mapping because this is HBM file, mapping file, and after that we are writing a package. What this package? This package where exactly our customer class available. So what package name is com.visualpath.hibernate. So we have to provide here com.visualpath.hibernate. After that just look here. So class name be provided here, customer. So we would like to give the same name when that table is created. We are going to create a table automatically and push all the information related to customer on the particular table, correct? So here this customer name, that is related to this customer class. And what is table name? Table name means when you want to create a table under the MySQL, so what is the table name? So I would just added a customer 2, just delete it and make it the customer table. So name is customer, exactly same, only it start with capital, it's nothing, customer. And after that I already explained that whenever we going to map our object in the database, here Hibernate is supporting auto generation of primary key. Hibernate have lot of automatically generation related algorithm. If that is not sufficient, then we can create our algorithm also. So that we will look after that video. First we try to understand the basic concept of annotation here. So before to understanding the annotation, we just understand the what we already did inside the core and what part we have to remove. So that's why I am explaining that why ID is here, because Hibernate is supporting auto generation of primary key. So primary key we are not going to create. Even just see here, customer have CID, private CID, but we are not instantiated. We cannot initialize the CID here. So even we create a customer and we not initialize the particular value of C name CID, then what happen? Because this is a global variable, so by default value always 0 is created for this customer. Even we create a second customer, then again the CID is 0. But when we will add this name ID, name is equal to CID, column equal to CID, and type, and after that generator class equal to increment, correct? So automatically this class increment, that will be responsible to generate a primary key. So what how much information available in there, that we have to move inside by the annotation way. So here the information available related to which package it is available, what class is there, what table name is there. If we going to generate a primary key automatically, then what class will going to utilize for generate primary key automatically. After that, if we have some name like a C name, email ID, phone, city, that is mapped here by customer, like a C name, email ID, phone, city, other than primary key. So if you would like to add some particular column name, then we just provide a column name. If you not add column name, then by default what the name is there, it will take. Like when table is created a customer, this property name C name store that column name exactly same email. In this case what happened, this is a email ID, that name is email ID, but column name is email. What happened when customer table is created, one column is created email, where email ID related information is stored. That information come by customer object. Same thing here phone, when phone is created, the type is equal to double. It is not, this thing are the not mandatory. If you not take, it will be take care, Hibernate will be take care automatically. So like that we have to provide. So how much information we will get here? We will get the information where the customer class available, what the table name is there. Oh, if we going to generate a primary key, then what is the type of class we going to utilize here, and all the property. And if you provide a name of the different column, then just provide a column name. So this thing only there. So in the annotation we just have to delete this one. Okay, now we just run this class and we'll see that this is working or not. So just we'll check it. This is a MySQL. So we go, you just need a few MySQL command, through that you can handle your data. So first thing, that just try to just click on the particular MySQL command front. After that, type a MySQL password. After typing the MySQL password, you just type show databases. and it will be so list of all the databases. So we are going to utilize visual path. So where this information is available, so visual path where we register, why we going to utilize a visual path, why not test MySQL, DB test, some kind of thing. So this all information related to database is stored under hibernate.cfg.xml. CFG means configuration document. So MySQL configuration related information or any Oracle related configuration information or any database related configuration information will available on hibernate.cfg.xml. So here the path. So why I want to explain about you, see here it is a DB test, but we are going to utilize a visual path. So name is a visual path. So this will be a create a problem. It will be a store creator under the DB test. So I will change it and write down visual path. So we'll change it here. And this is a JDBC MySQL driver. It is a running under the local host, I mean the same system it is running. I am using 3307, that is a by default port. Whenever you install a MySQL, you have to provide a port number, and that same port what you provide you have to assign here. After that, what the database is going to utilize you have to provide here. Here username, here password, and this dilate, this thing I already explained. Just watch my first video to understand about this configuration document. So annotation part, we are not going to delete this configuration, we just remove this hbm.xml, means mapping file only we will delete, and we will deal with this hibernate configuration.xml. So hibernate cfg.xml is still there, we just going to remove that customer.hbm.xml, because after that Hibernate team is understand this is a unnecessary information. This information we can directly provide under this class only. That reason after that they remove it. Initially when the core is come, that idea is they register all the configuration related information under the hibernate.cfg.xml and all mapping information .hbm.xml, but in after few release they understand that this file is unnecessarily, we'll put that all information under the customer.java itself. So because of that they remove it and introduce an annotation kind of thing. There all information we will add. We will see that how it is, how we will convert this the same core program to annotation program. But before to that we just try to run it and we will see that this is working or not. So what the table we created, our table name is customer. So we'll see here some table or something is there. So we'll what after that we will type use visual path. So after that the visual path is going to utilize, so it will be so like a database changed, and after that we will type so table, tables means all table, so empty set means no table available, and we will run this program. We already see in the first video, but just try to understand the core feature once again, because this is the only basic feature. Once we understand how Hibernate is working, we can deal with each and everything. Even if, when it mapping related thing will come, then association mapping, collection mapping, any kind of mapping related thing will come, or filter, cache, any means deep concept will come. We can easily understand if we understand the basic concept. That reason I try to focus on the basic parts. So when we run this Java application, be able to see this query, because we added here so SQL true. If we add false, then we cannot see this query here. So query is automatically generated and insert and do the operation. So because of that, what query is generated we want to see inside the command front. So this is a helpful for that, and we will see here now in the database. Before of that, we don't have any table, and we try to create the table name is be able to see under the HBM. So table name is customer, that C small, all small alphabet, customer. So we'll select here same. So tables. So now we see that one customer table automatically created after just running our program. So select star from table name. Yeah, so table is created. That name is CID, CNAME, email, phone, CT. See, all field CID, CNAME, phone, CT are exactly same what the variable we created on the CT, but email we created a email ID, but here column name equal to email. Just think about that. Here email ID, CNAME, CID, phone, CT all are the same, only email ID is created with email. So why? Because of that here we provided a column email, here we provided column CT, exactly same. So it's not a create a problem, but here name is equal to email ID, but we created a column like a email. So we want to provide particular name, then we have to put the name here like a column name. We don't want to specify a particular name, we just want to utilize what the name they are, the means here Pojo class is using, then we no need to provide a column. So this thing is optional. I already explained about that. So what the information we add, it is there, Amit @visualpath, and this phone number and this city, but the CID we not provided. And if we not provide anything, then by default global variable integer, that is a default value is 0, but it is a 1. Even we will insert the second, then it will become 2. So how it will be coming? It will be coming by the Hibernate primary key generation algorithm that we utilize a increment. So automatically increment value will be generated for CID. So up to that we already understand this concept in the video 1 itself. I just want to refresh about your means what we understand. So here we want to convert the same program to annotation part through that annotation or latest version. So what the first thing I explained, we have to delete this. So delete means here HPM information is there, we just remove it, then it is automatically deleted. So what we have to provide, then we have to provide complete classified path of that particular customer. Means what is the path of this customer we have to provide. Visual path hibernate customer.java.com, visual path hibernate customer.java. So fully classified path means this package name. So I provided package name here, com visual path hibernate, and after that particular Java file name, so customer. Before of that resource equal to this is HBM file here, that customer.hbm file. So we just remove mapping with this naming type. So here resource we not add, we have to add class. So class equal to com.visualpath.hibernate.customer. So what the first change done here, before of that when we are dealing with a core Hibernate, here resource is there, resource we have to provide complete classified path of particular Hibernate mapping related file. But here we are going to delete this Hibernate mapping file, and this is a not be there So because of that, we directly point out this mapping file, this customer file. So after that, we just delete it. So before deleting it, here we have to do something, and before to doing that, I just want to change that jar file. So means now we are using a 3.1 Hibernate jar, that is supporting a core, but now we are dealing with the operation of Hibernate mapping, Hibernate annotation. So annotation have 3.2 or any other version. So I already explained about that. So if we want to utilize a Hibernate core, we have to use any version or less than 3.2 version, but annotation part come on the 3.2. So we have to utilize 3.2 related jar. Here it is related to 2.1. So we just remove it. So when going to remove, don't remove all. This is a GRE system, that is I added JDK. Sometime when you see, when you point out GRE, then it will be create a problem. So make sure that in this system you have a JDK. So compilation time, if we have a GRE, then it will be create a problem. So I just remove it. So now I have a JDK 1.80171, that will be as it is there, because we are going to utilize it, and we add the jar file, that is a Hibernate 2. So I will when you're going to start the project, if you want anything like a MySQL software ID or this jar file related information, directly contact with Visual Path. I already provided all related information. If you have this jar, then it will not create any problem. You just follow my steps and you can easily understand this thing. So I just selected all the jar file and added and apply and close. So now we have the annotation related thing is there. Even 3.2 also we can run core, but 3.1 core will be not run, annotation will not run, because annotation is the latest version. For the same thing like Java 8 functionality like a lambda operation or a stream, we cannot run 1.7, correct? But the Java related Java collection like a thread we can use even in Java 8 also. So 3.2 is means a higher version where all either we can utilize a core or annotation, it's not a matter. But 3.1 we cannot utilize a annotation. So here we have to change configuration to annotation configuration. That annotation configuration org.hibernate.cfg. So we have just deleted this configuration. No utilization of that, because this is not compiled again, that's the reason it is creating configure. This is a compilation problem, so it is not properly compiled. Yeah, so we have to typecast, because cfd.configuration return type is configuration and we are dealing with annotation configuration. So we have to typecast with annotation configuration, that will be add this. Other than the same thing, we are not going to change anything here. The next we have to change that customer class, all the information. Yeah, so Just now we going to delete this customer hvm.xml. So we have to add all related information under this class itself. So what the information is there, just see again one time. So we have package related thing, class, table name and generated type and all the related like property name, and if you want to add column then particular name, type and all thing. So we are going to add directly here inside the customer. So no longer required of this one, so we will just delete it. So we have to add all information here. So how we will start? We have to do this thing. Just remember this 5 letter ETIGC. We going to add this 5 annotation for removing that mapping related file. So what is a E, what is a T, what is a I, what is a G and what is a C? We will see after that this program. So here E means that entity, yeah. So when you type this entity, two type of entity come, org.hibernate.annotation and javax.persistence. So you must utilize javax persistence entity. So javax persistent entity. After that it will come table. So again table means javax persistent table, and here we have to provide table name, correct? So name equal to something we already created customer, this time we will create customer 1. So this is a customer 1. So we added entity, we added a table where name equal to customer 1, and after that this 5 field is there, we have to add according of that. So this is our primary key. So what is the primary key? We have to add @ID. So ID, it notify that it is a primary key. So javax.persistence, same ID. So we added ID here. After that we have to add automatic generation algorithm. What the algorithm we are going to utilize here? We already explained about that. That algorithm is take care about how the primary key automatically generated. So we'll add that here, generated value. Sorry, we have to add generated value, this one, generated value javax dot persistence, javax dot, just after type a few things like @GNER or something, and after that you just click control and this space, that is a big button. Just once you click, all the suggestion related to this automatically will appear on your Eclipse ID. So we just type generated value javax persistence. So we have to provide a strategy here. Inside we have to provide a strategy. Strategy equal to many strategy equal to is there. So we provide now generation type dot auto. Generation type dot auto. Okay, generation type dot auto. So identity sequence we have to provide, but now we have to just auto. That basic concept I try to understand. After that we will explain each and everything. What is a generation type here? If the generation type is there, then what is identity, what is a sequence, what is the class, other thing. So now we'll provide auto here. So now we have the information. This is an entity class that going to map this data in the table. This the table, and table name equal to customer 1. After that we have the ID, because we going to utilize a CID as a primary key. So if going to utilize a primary key, then how the auto generation algorithm will work? Then auto generation algorithm is utilized at the rate generated value std equal to generation type dot auto. So automatically it will be going to utilize. Now the first primary key task done. So what the next task? We have to add column. So again column javax dot persistence. So we already told about when we provide a column name, then that particular name will be utilized as a table column name. If we not provide a column name, then by default what the value will register, that is utilized. So we'll add here. So here we can add like a string, or we'll provide a name equal to that C name. Okay, we'll provide a complete now customer name, and the same column we have to add in all the variable. Okay, at the rate is missed. So here and here, and column name we must want to change. So this is the email, this is a phone, and this is a city. Correct. So now we have all the information. We added entity, we added table, we added ID, we added generation value, we added column. So start with entity ETIGC. What I write here? ETIGC. If you remember this thing, then you can easily understand ETIGC. So this 5 annotation I added. I just saved it. So now I don't have that Hibernate mapping file. Okay. So I have just information related to database, and the all mapping information available here, this Pojo class itself. So, and we not change anything here, because our configuration related thing have a separate, that is we are calling C Hibernate util. So here we only changed one change is here, that annotation configuration is there. Before of that only configuration is there. Now we are using a org.hibernate.cfg annotation configuration. Before of that we are utilizing only configuration. One change is here, and we just typecast here. So two changes here, and one change is here. Before of that we added here resource, that complete classified path of that particular mapping file. Now we added a class, and we specify the complete classified path like a com.visualpath.hibernate.customer without java. Okay, and this only very minor change, only 3 places we change. Under the hibernate.cfg.xml only one thing we changed here, and C Hibernate util we change this thing, this 2 line. Before of that we are utilizing configuration. Now we are utilizing a annotation configuration, just typecasting here. And other main thing here, we added few annotation. What the annotation we added? We added entity, that will be inform our runtime system that this class is going to mapped, and it is utilized in the database operation. And what the table name is there? So table name is customer 1, and ID and generated value will be notified that this is a primary key, and it will be going to generate automatically. Whenever we instantiate that particular customer class, we will not provide a ID related information is not there, so it will be automatically generated, and primary key will take care of automatically by Hibernate. Other than we just provide a column name is equal to something, type no need to provide because we already provided here type. And even if you provide a name or something, not, it will be not matter. If you provide a name, then with particular column name become a that customer name. So that's only change is there. I think it's a very easy, and we just try to run this one and see that this is. So now so we have only customer. So customer, now we are going to create a customer 1. We are going to create a customer 1. So we have to just run this. We got few exceptions. I think mapping class com visual path hibernate dot customer, something here naming or instance is required. I think it's again not compiled. Just I will check it. Yes. So 3 places changes is there, and we just try to run this application, same Hibernate core application with annotation. So this lab is here, and we're going to store under the customer 1 table. So just run it. So insert the customer 1 and this information. We'll see here that show table. So we have a customer 1, select star from customer 1. So information is added here, CT name, and we added explicitly here customer name. So that name is come here, Amit, and this information is come here. So we'll look quickly once again what the changes is there and how much effort to moving towards code to annotation. So first thing, we remove that Hibernate hbm.xml, and that information will move to customer.java. Here a configuration file have all information related to database, and here we have to change one thing. Before of that mapping, here resource is there. Now we added class. Before of that, when we utilize a core, in the place of class we utilize a resource. Now we are utilizing a class. So resource means where our Hibernate mapping file is there. Class means where our Hibernate mapping Java file is there. And when we are using a core, we have to provide like this path because that is a resource. And now this is a class, means we will provide like a dot. So com.visualpath.hibernate.customer, com.visualpath.hibernate package, where this customer class is available, and customer, that is our class. We not add .java anything. This is a complete classified path. First thing. And the next thing what we did here, Hibernate util. Before of that, we are dealing with configuration class that is available org hibernate.cfg configuration. Now we are dealing with annotation configuration. So we instantiated annotation configuration and we did this operation. And just we have to typecast, because when we call this configuration, it is written configuration type object by default. So we have to typecast into the annotation configuration object, and we just utilize the same factor method, returning that. Other than this two line number 10 and line number 11, no changes here in this file. Now we come on the customer class. Customer class we did many changes. Basically we added this 5 annotation etigc. So just remember etigc. So this 5 annotation we added @entity, that is a belong from javax.persistence. So all the annotation we going to utilize, that is a part of javax.persistence. So this is that will be a informed to runtime system. This class is going to map, and this is the entity type. So this is a table. So table, some name we have to provide, then we have to provide a name here. After that, automatically primary key generation, two things we have to add. @id mark that means this is a primary key. After that, we have to add generated value means that value going to automatically generate, because see here the parameterized constructor we are not initializing CID value, so we have to generate it. So how it generate? Generation type equal to auto, it's automatically generate, and the column and all this thing will add, and other part setter getter constructor, this is thing we already explained, so no need to change anything. The three places change there. First at Hibernate configuration.xml line number 20, before of that resource is there, now we removed and make it the complete classified path of customer. The second thing here we have to change annotation configuration to annotation configuration, and this two line 10 and 11. The next change is there in customer class, where we added this 5 annotation. That information is available before of that HBM file. Now mapping file we are not going to utilize, so that information we have to provide the particular Pojo classes only. Because of that we added this one, and here this ATIGC we utilize, and this 5 added. What is the use of that? Entity that will be informed that class is going to a persistence operation. This table, if you provide a particular name ID, that going to generate a primary ID mark that this is a primary key. Generated value, it's going to generate a primary key automatically. Column we have to add on the each field if we want to provide a particular name equal to something. So this thing was only there, and it will be the same code changed and make it done. So that is a very basic thing. Even if you go through the core example, it is a very clear, you can easily make it. And if you want to annotation, then only within 1 or 2 minutes, 2 and 3 places fixes you can convert into the annotations. So now you just try to it and make it. If you have any problem related to this jars, so just contact with Visual Path, they will provide all jars file. Otherwise, if you are good in the Java, you can download in the internet and you can utilize here. So this jar file, if the version is changed, now if you for example the some file you are using a 3.2, some file you are using a 5.2, like that, if version is not correct, then it will be create a problem, then you cannot run, some method will be not there, that will be generate one by one error and you will irritate. So try to use the same jar file and you will get in the Visual Path. Otherwise you try to get from the Hibernate official site, download the particular version, utilize the same jar. For utilizing a jar, you just right click here, go to the properties. After properties, you just click the Java build path. You just come to the library. After library, you already have a JDK. If you're not using a JDK, JRE is there, then again it's a problem. You just delete it and add your JDK complete classified path. After that, just add variables. Add external jars. Where your all jar is there, just add apply and close, and it will be work. And before of that, you just create a simple Java project. Here just go to the new and just create a Java project and start your application. So why I am creating a simple Java project? Because initially I don't want to create any complexity. Once you understand, we can easily move to the Maven configuration, web application, any kind of thing. But now understanding the concept of Java means Hibernate, simple Java project is very easy. Here we have to completely focus on our Hibernate. We not need to focus any other thing. That's reason prefer that other than web application or Maven related part to a very easy Java program. So only one challenging task you will get here when after created that Java project. Maybe if you added a JRE, then you will get the problem during a compilation. So add the complete classified path of the JDK and utilize it. And if you not use a proper jar file, like you're going to utilize a 3.2, some 3.2 Hibernate, some 3.4, some 5.2, then again it will be create a problem. So make sure that your jar file is correct and you using a JDK, and after that you just run, you not get any problem. That is a very easy. Even if you run to the Hibernate core or Hibernate annotation, it will be not you will not get any problem. Next video will try to understand how we'll map our simple object inside the some collection. Like that, we want to store some student information, and we have the student email ID. The student provided a mini email ID, they provided many emails. If they have a marks, then many subject is there. So we want to store somewhere under the collection, like a set list somewhere. So how will map our collection classes like a list or set directly to the table? So we'll try to understand on the next session. Till now you just try to create a core, and after the same core you try to convert the annotation and try to understand what the exact difference is there and what is the benefit under in the annotation, and why the annotation part is come. Till now, why? Just try it, and good luck. We'll see you in next video.